I always do this. They get mad at me. I say, "This is Clarence Hill from DLLS." Hey, you don't have to introduce yourself. Getting this thing started. Clarence Hill, DLLS, Texas OU weekend. I have my friends from Austin. Of course, Michael Hardge, 1310 The Zone.
1300.
1300, my bad. 1310.
1300.
Yeah.
1300, 1310 in Dallas. My
That's
bad.
right.
1300 The
You
Zone.
good. You good.
And Austin. I used to listen to that station when I was in college, way back in the 80s. And of course, the man that needs no introduction, world's strongest man, heavyweight champion. I think he's been a Longhorn fan since he's been in Austin, but his son plays for OU.
Oh,
Mark Henry.
That's it's like guys that have a bunch of daughters.
Yes.
You know what they was about growing up. It's the same with me in sports. I chose Texas. Everybody in my family went to A&M and now Oklahoma.
Wow.
How horrible is that?
It's horrible, especially on a weekend like this.
Yeah, it's the worst. I just was in my hometown yesterday, and it was that's A&M country, and I had on a shirt that had me and my son, me in Texas gear, and my son in OU gear. Hate.
All you got was hate.
Big hate.
And first of all, how's he doing at OU up in Norman in enemy territory, above the Red River right there? How's he doing? How's he making that transition?
He's doing good, man. Like making the transition. Hadn't got any playing time in the game, but his own special teams, does the goal line. He's the strongest guy on the team.
Right.
But that don't make you a great football player. That just makes you a strong guy. He just got to learn the game, know all the plays, and just get those freshman reps. I mean, and not to mention the top 4 defensive tackles at OU have the potential to be first or third round picks.
Right.
So he got 4 guys in front of him and 2 other younger guys like him that have a jump on him because they were there last year.
Before we get into the game, and certainly, Todd, I know you follow the Cowboys. You guys follow the Cowboys in Austin and talk about the Cowboys. Can you tell the people your origin story, because you grew up in Texas, you were a football player, and moved to weightlifting. And so how did you go from football to weightlifting, and how did it change the trajectory of your life?
Well, I mean, being born in Texas, it's almost a birthright. If you over 150 pounds in middle school, you gotta play football.
Right.
So I come from a football family. We've had 5 boys in my family win Super Bowls.
Right.
We had 2 Olympians in my family. Like, we're an athletic family. Not only the parents, but the kids are very competitive. And I excelled in football, track, powerlifting. But powerlifting, I ended up being the strongest kid in the world at it. And once the Olympic Committee came into play, the Olympic Committee, they started to invest a lot of time and money in me. And they were like, this football thing, you're going to get hurt, and that's not good for us. And if you want our continued support, like, you're going to have to stop playing football. And
How old were you at that time?
I was 17.
You were in high school, right?
I was in
right
high
in prime,
school.
doing the pep rallies. That's loving
Man,
football players.
Love football.
Lady
And-
Texas, baby.
Yes.
and it hurt, but like, I had to give football up. And I went to the Cowboys camp and tried to, walk on in 95 out there at St. Ed's.
Right.
And got to work out for Coach Switzer, and met some guys that I ended up being friends with still today. Michael Irvin was out there, and Robert Jones was.
And he lives in Austin.
Yep.
So like I had people that I ended up being lifetime friends, but like football just was not in my career choice, because I was such a wrestling fan after the Olympic sports that Vince McMahon brought me in and did a Don Corleone. He made me an offer I could not refuse. So I ended up going the wrestling route, and it was the best thing for me because I had a 25-year career being able to make money and establish myself as, somebody that's on television, did movies and TV, and like I just had a blessed life, man.
And what's your hometown?
I'm from Silsbee.
Silsbee.
You know Beaumont?
I know where it is. I know Silsbee.
So, I got to see Gary McGuire last night,
Right.
William Graham,
Right. Mm-hmm.
Doug Schenkel, God rest his soul. Like, there was some awesome football players that came. My brother was one of those guys. He was on that wrecking crew defense. He was the three-time All Southwest Conference nose tackle.
Usually when you're a big guy and you're in a small town, people are scared of you. You're quiet.
Not me.
I don't say. Did you always have this personality?
Always. I've never been shy.
Okay.
They used to be, Mark, shut up.
Right. I'm saying, like, where'd you get this personality from? Which
My
was
mama.
perfect for wrestling. I'm just saying.
No. My mama was a fool, man. We used to have so much fun. Like, I tell people all the time, the hardest thing for me is my mom passing, because that was the closest person to being me that I had ever met. And I still haven't met nobody as glib and colorful as she was.
The wrestling thing, weightlifting fame was one thing, and the Olympic fame was one thing. How did becoming wrestling? How did that change things for you?
Being a wrestling fan, I found out presidents, governors, heads of state, actors, musicians, every sports athlete that of any facet, all were wrestling fans. And I was able to identify with so much crossover being a wrestling fan and becoming a pro wrestler that it changed my trajectory. And it don't hurt that, it pays well. But more than it paying well, you get more exposure as a wrestler than any other celebrity, because you walk the airports and the rental car places, and you have physical interaction with people all the time. You can't hide. And when you're in every country, football, if a football player goes to England or Australia, they don't know him.
Right.
A lot of basketball players, they don't know him. But pro wrestling, you're in every continent. I get off a plane in Africa, Mark Henry. I get off a plane in Japan, hey, you're the wrestler guy. Like the people know. So it's pretty great exposure.
What do you tell people when they say wrestling is fake?
The people that say they trying to save your life.
The whole room shifted.
You know
whole room shifted.
These people love you because they like, Clarence, stop. No, wrestling is.
They jumped up. They were like, hold on.
Hey, Mark, you want something to drink? You want another donut? Pro wrestling is entertainment. Like,
right, I know.
Do you realize that Abraham Lincoln was a pro wrestler?
Did not know that.
Yes, sir. Wrestling in the circus. Like there's been a history of wrestling. You go back to the Civil War. Ulysses Grant entertained the chiefs of state from the U.S. Army, and he said, "Excuse how everything looks. We had wrestling last night."
Wow!
Like wrestling is been around since the 1890s in America, and it's a part of the fabric of Americana. Like you cannot dodge pro wrestling.
Right.
And whatever you say about it being scripted or quote unquote fake,
that's what I heard.
It requires
I heard that
extremely tough people to do it because you have to do something unnatural.
Right.
Go out there and fall down and do the next T plunge on concrete. Right. Take a face bump on the ground.
Right.
And see what your body feels like in about a year. Just to learn how to do it is incredibly painful. And people say, oh, I see them hit the ropes and stuff. That is the thing that hurts the most out of everything we do. It's not the most dangerous because, getting a concussion and being able to live with a concussion and knowing how to control yourself of not getting one is the number one thing. But the most painful thing is if you raise your arm up in the air and I took like a little reed and I started smacking you on your ribs,
Right.
that we said that meat under there is tender.
Right.
And
It
you
is.
will be so sore and
Right.
so in so much pain, and people can't tolerate it. Man, I've seen so many pro athletes come in to train for pro wrestling and go, man, y'all crazy. Ain't no way I'm doing this.
Right.
It's very difficult to do.
Right. And how did you transition to radio? How long you guys have been teammates, co-workers, whatever you want to call it?
Well, we've been together, knowing each other for over 20 years. Right. So when he was going through all the things that he was going through with wrestling and having a transition, and our guy Sean Adams, may he rest in peace.
Right.
He's the one that kind of led us to this situation. I call it a situation, but he called it a relationship.
It's a relationship.
Yeah, I told him when we got out of the car, we broke
brothers.
up. We broke up today.
Right.
We broke up today. But what
can't
ended up
quit, man.
happening is he wanted to be more into the local part of it for the University of Texas and AM 1300 The Zone, the flagship station. And he came in one day and I was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm back here. I'm not doing anything." I said, "You still doing your other radio show, Busted Open, which is the #1 wrestling show on XM?" He said, "I'm thinking about doing radio." I said, "Well, I'm doing it by myself. I don't see why we can't get together. And you come in every once in a while." He was like, "No, I really want to do this." So he came in and we sat down, we talked, we figured it out. And with his following, it makes it a lot easier. When you talked about his personality,
Right.
that's part of it too. And, I'm more of the director. And I'm trying to make sure we stay on task, like your guy was trying to make sure you get the microphone
Herding
right.
cats.
I'm trying to do that for him. And like, hey, this is our game plan for the day. This is the subject matter. Let's knock this out. And that's what ended up happening the entire way.
That is awesome. That is awesome. You guys are here. You got a couple of appearances and heading up to the Texas OU, not OU Texas.
There it is. Say it with your chest. Say it with your chest.
Texas OU game.
Yeah.
Your thought process, certainly on what's going on with Austin in Austin right now. #1 to out of the poll. No team has gone from #1 preseason to out of the top 25 faster than the 2025 Longhorn.
Me and Hardge have been saying this since last season, that Texas is going to struggle because they have too many young people at once take lead roles. Quarterback, center, their top wide receiver, your cornerback, safety.
But they are 5 stars. They are great
That
talent.
don't matter.
That don't matter.
I've seen so many unbelievably talented people that can't think their way out of paper bag, or you get guys that, we want to recruit somebody that's huge. I want somebody 6'7", 380 pounds. But if they can't move their feet or know what the play call is, then they're useless. They're like that damn couch.
On the couch, I like it.
That's
That's where you're sleeping right now.
They need another year
That's what the
of
coaches
seasoning.
Right.
They need some marinade, man. You got to put that thing in a plastic bag, put all the marinade in there, and zip it up and put it in the freezer overnight.
Okay, the elephant in the room. What's wrong with Arch? There's something wrong with Arch.
Well,
He's not a true freshman. He's a junior.
But
He's been there 2 years. He should be better than what he's showing.
Okay, let me back this up a little bit, because I went on a little tangent about this the other day, because the expectation of Arch was not something that he put on himself. We in the media, and I'm not saying we because I've been defending the fact that I said it from the beginning. Y'all got to let this kid play. Reps and practice is different than reps in the ball game, and I think y'all all understand that. So when you look at what Arch is doing, and if you look at his numbers compared through the years of other quarterbacks that have played at the University of Texas and across the nation, this is a guy that is still finding his way. People kept trying to say, he should have started over Quinn. Now people are apologizing to Quinn because Quinn was a quarterback that understood what Coach Sark needed. This offense is designed for the deep ball. Last year's offense was get the ball out of the hand and get it to your playmakers. I think he needs to revert back to that to let this young man develop. He's looking at him. Yeah, he's looking at this guy, And we, as fans, are expecting every pass to be perfect. And we expect him to run the ball every time he gets in the open like Vince Young. You can't do that. What we have to do is let this kid develop, and Sark has to help him along the way. And I think that is kind of that yin and the yang in both of these situations.
So it's Sark's fault. That's what I heard.
Yeah, well, I mean, in a way,
it's Sark's fault.
Like your coaches and the people like your show, you came in here and they say, okay, you got a producer that's telling you, hey, get your mic right. Hey, make sure you look at this camera. Like, you need direction.
Right.
Everybody do.
Okay.
And that is inherently a great thing if you want a successful show.
So once Arch gets direction, he gonna be what we thought he was gonna be.
But he, like, think about your first show by yourself for 2 hours, 3 hours by yourself, a solo show.
Yeah.
Think about the programming, and you looking at the sheet. When you can't look at the sheet on the air, you got to put that down. Hey, this is Mark Henry. Welcome to the show. You got to be able to do it, but you need reps.
So once Arch gets his reps,
he gonna be better than average because he already has physical tools. He's got a football acumen because of where he was raised. It's just that all of the buttons are not on.
Let me back this up a second.
They're not on.
I need you to not put it out there that we're saying it's Sark's fault. Sark.
Hey, you gonna get us in trouble.
This is Kansas society, dog. This is Kansas society.
Those were Clarence words.
Wow.
What you heard was Sark has to do a better job of leading his young quarterback.
Even Coach Sark said that.
And AJ Milwee, he's the quarterback coach. AJ Milwee's been with him for a couple years. You know
they said we have to do a better job of coaching.
Okay,
so
the coaches
have already said that.
Coach him up,
you said
coach
fault.
him up.
You said fault. He said, I'm pointing at
Put that on Clarence. Don't put that on Hardball and Mark Henry.
I hate saying
trying to get us kicked off the air.
So tell me this, Clarence. You see it from afar. You know, you get a chance to see it. So what is it that you see in this situation? Because numbers are telling you one thing.
I'd say I don't look at the numbers because the numbers, yes, he has decent numbers. But I watch the play. I'm frustrated with the mechanics. I'm frustrated with not hitting the open guy wide open. I want you to play average.
Yeah.
And he hasn't done the basic things. That's frustrates me because you're not a true freshman. You've been there 2 years. Some stuff, go back to the Ohio State game, the open play of the game. They design a play for completion. He dirts the ball. It has nothing to do with.
I agree.
Sark he dirts the ball, the open play of the game.
Yeah, that's not a coaching fault.
You're not a true freshman,
right?
Okay, I don't understand.
You can't say that that's Coach Sark's fault.
Yeah, I got that from y'all.
I need you.
No, you did not.
I need you to not say his name.
Real quickly before we get out of here, the Cowboys. I know you follow the Cowboys.
Yeah.
What's your thought process? They got a chance to make some of this season?
Yes, they do. I think that Coach Shoddy is doing a great job so far and creating an identity. But Coach, and I say Coach lightly, owner needs to get out of the way. Until they get out of the way and let football people do football things. And I know Jerry's a football guy. And I know Steven is a football guy. And they world champions, and they're good owners in the sense that they might string along a player because they want the entertainment value and to stay in front of the news line, but that's distracting. Like get away from that distracting mentality and make it about the game, and you'll be ahead of the game. So, I'm a fan of having identities. And what is the Cowboys' identity?
Dak Prescott is the Cowboys' identity.
No, Dak Prescott is a great quarterback. He's being the herder of the cats. He's having to pull the bacon out the fire all the time.
That's perfect.
And we need Dak to be able to not have to pull the bacon out the fire. We need him to go and just be him. And have people in their supporting roles around him do their job without distraction. And then you'll have a winning Cowboy team. Not to mention, you need a dominant defensive tackle. I would trade the whole ranch
And believe me, folks, when he says he will trade, he tries to trade everybody. every week.
And Diggs, you know what? Whatever happened to him in his injury, he's not back. He's not 100% because he don't look like the guy that was there a year and a half ago. And Hardge goes, "Oh, Mark, why you call people out?" Because I had to deal with pressure my whole life. I got called out. I was a single. I dominated. Most of my life was individual sport.
Right.
All the lights was on me.
Right.
I had to deal with that pressure.
Right.
If you can't deal with the pressure, what a coach usually tell you, come stand over here by me and let somebody else that get an opportunity. And he's out there as a veteran. You can't yank a vet.
Right.
If you get hurt, you go back to your spot. Didn't we say that this morning?
Mm-hmm.
You can't take that guy out of his position unless he get beat out. And I feel like that the Cowboys have a few players that are playing that need to hand the reins over to somebody younger than them or somebody that's doing a better job than them.
Well, I feel like the Cowboys are in a good spot because of the way that Dak is playing. We thought that you've seen it for a long time. Whenever Dak is healthy, he is one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL. Now he's doing it without CeeDee Lamb. You see what George Pickens was able to do since he's been there and being able to step up in that role. You got different players that are coming. I have to give respect to Javonte Williams. I thought him coming into the Cowboys, I didn't feel it at first. But what I've seen, and it's always that second year, you know that second year is when players coming back from an ACL or something like that, they get better. And he is running the football, which is helping Dak in the play action and finding Ferguson and all the things that are there. Defensively, I'm with Mark. There's got to be some changes, and hopefully with DeMarvin and Overshown coming back and being able to help go sideline to sideline, that will help out the Cowboys moving forward. And I just love my man Brandon Aubrey.
Yeah,
I mean, he's the MVP. He's
MVP
the real
of the
MVP.
team. Well, Dak is the MVP.
No doubt.
But he the best supporting actor in that film.
Let me see that ring right quick. Come on. No.
The wedding ring or the Hall of Fame ring?
That wrestling ring.
That's the Hall of Fame ring, man.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. Come on, let's go.
You want arm wrestle for it? Hey, you don't
Don't
get
do
blood.
that to yourself, dog.
They gonna say, how did blood get way up there?
Don't hurt me. Can I use 2 hands? Man, appreciate you, man. Mark Henry, man. Thank you, man.
Thank you so much for having us, man. Clarence, you awesome.
Always chill.
You guys.
Appreciate you, brother.
Awesome,
Thank you.
awesome.